Hello friends, Cheryl here with inkedpulp again. I had a subby ask me to do a quick tutorial to show how I made some flowers. So I thought I'd come on, turn on the camera, and go to it. So let me show you what we're going to do today. This is made out of wedding dress material. This is a big one. And then I have some smaller ones. I have enough of these, so I'm not going to make any more of these, but these are the little ones. And then I have some medium-sized ones that I need to make. So she had asked me to show how I made these on camera. So here we go. So Pat, this video's for you. So I hope you're all doing okay. If you'll take a moment and hit that like button, I would be most appreciative. Let me show you the materials that we're going to work with. First of all, you need strips of some kind of fabric. It honestly doesn't matter what it is. I'm using the satiny material from the wedding dress because I made up some kits that had wedding appliques, lace. So here's one where I've got all the three flowers in the back, and I didn't have enough flowers made up. So I'm using the satiny wedding material, but like I said, you can use any material. And then you need something for a base. If you notice on the back of this, I use felt rather than, some people use cardstock, but I like the felt because it's really soft and it lets you kind of mold the flower to whatever shape you want. So I cut out, I think this is 2 inches. I did cut a little cardboard piece out that was 2 inches, and I just traced it and cut out some felt bases. So I have some that are 2 inches, and then I have, let's see how wide these are. It doesn't really matter. It looks like they're a little over, well, a little over 1.5 inches, like 1 5/8 inches. And then the little ones are just about 1 inch. So it doesn't matter what size you make them, whatever size you want your flowers to be. When you make them little like this, they're real, the knots are, not knots, but the twists are real close together. And I'm off camera. The twists are real close together, right? So that compared to the big one, you see how much smoother this is because I have farther to wrap it around. So you just have to play with it. You're going to need a heat gun or a glue gun. I don't use a glue gun much. In fact, this is a brand new one. This is the first time I'm going to be using it. Because Fabri-Tac's not going to hold fast enough. You'll see when we go through. You're going to need something that grabs really quickly. Then you'll need some buttons for the middle of your flowers, and then I use some flat back pearls. And you can use different colors of buttons. You can use, you can put whatever you want. I was even thinking that like another little flower, like a little silk flower, a little one would be pretty in the middle there. But you can put, fancy buttons, regular buttons, you can do whatever you want. So let's get started. This is going to be way long enough to make a single flower, and I might even be able to get 2 out of that. Now, notice that I use pinking shears when I cut this out. And the reason I did that is because it doesn't fray, but it just gets real, it just leaves strings everywhere. So I use the pinking shears. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it up so it creates kind of a little point here. And we'll do a big one. And I'm just going to put a little dab of glue right in the middle. It doesn't have to be exactly in the middle. And then kind of push your little pointy end in that till it sticks. So I like this glue gun. It has 2 temperatures. So I set it on the lower temperature. It still melts the glue, but it doesn't burn my fingers. All right, now we're going to start twisting. And what I do, you could iron this. You could take this and like turn the ends in, you know, like this, and iron it. I don't. I just kind of push them in with my fingers as I go. So I kind of tuck in those raw edges because I don't want them poking out. But I kind of tuck in those raw edges, and then you're just going to start twisting. You're just going to start twisting the fabric and then pull it around where it's glued down. Until you get a flower started. Now it looks a little lopsided, but it'll straighten out. And then as you go, you're going to put a little bit more glue underneath the bottom there. Glue that down and keep going. You can twist it. The tighter you twist it, the more it's going to look like this one that's real tightly twisted. The looser you twist it, you're going to get this softer look. So I'm going to do it a bit loose just because I want the... Come on. Trying to push it more into the middle. Now, what I don't want to do for mine, and again, it depends. If you're using fabric with frayed edges, it might be kind of cute to let some of those frayed edges show. But see how I'm turning it so that it's those pinking sheer edges are underneath. I don't want those to show, not for this flower. So I'm just going around and twisting it, and every once in a while putting down a little dab of glue, holding it down, and we're just going to go around until we make that flower. And you can kind of let some of the pieces, you know, go up higher if you want to, you know, build it taller. I'm going to keep mine somewhat low. Now see, I'm getting some of my edges here, so I got to cover those up. And if they, you know, if the pinking sheer edges show a little, it's not the end of the world. I just don't like a lot of that to show. I got some glue on the top there. So we're just going to keep going around, gluing it down. And twisting. Now I also saw it, and I wouldn't do it with this material so much. Here's the only negative part of this thing, and it's all the glue strings. That's one of the reasons I don't like using a glue gun. I saw a gal, and I think this would look better with like frayed edges. I don't think with this material. I wasn't able to do it and get it to look right. What she would do, and I did see a video on this, and I wish I could remember. It was a long time ago, and I don't remember who it was that I saw. But she was, she would like glue it down in one spot, and then she would start twisting the fabric the other way, just to give it a little bit different look. And I haven't really done that with these, so here we go. This is just, we're just going to keep twisting. And the piece that I've got is plenty long enough. I'm going to have plenty of fabric. Now see, this one got up a little high, so I'm going to bring it underneath and back down and just, you know, twist it till you're kind of making a rose. We're going to go around. And you will have to go through and pick off all the glue strings. Because it'll have glue strings everywhere. Like I said, that is Kind of one of my least favorite things about using a glue gun. Now see, there's a little bit of the edge showing right there, and that's okay. That works just fine. And then as you get out towards the outside, you want to glue a little more often, because what you don't want is your rows to come up. Like I'll probably go back and put a little glue under that piece. That's kind of the last step, is to go around and add glue wherever you need it. But it's just twist and glue it down. So let me get all the way around with this one, and then we'll look at how to put the center in. Now, the other thing is they don't always go on exactly even. So you may get, like, see, I've got a lot of extra felt over on this side, but I don't on this side. So what I can do is end this and then just cut off that extra felt. It doesn't, you don't have to use the whole thing. Oops, I really don't want any of those edges showing here, so I'm gonna really fold them under. There we go. And just keep playing with it till you get it the way you like it. And I think I'm gonna end it right here. And we do have a little bit of the pinking sheer edge showing there, but that's all right. That's not gonna be the end of the world. Now, I don't use my pinking shears right at the very end. I just cut it, and then I make sure that I've glued it all together so that those raw open edges don't show so much. We want to glue it down. All right, now I've got some extra felt here that I don't want showing. So I'm just going to cut that off. Very seldom will you get a perfectly round flower. It's going to have some shape to it. Now I've got glue all over my fingers. Now, this is on one of the big, oh, you know what? Yeah, well, let me look. Maybe that was a medium one. Nope, that was a big one. So I made that one, I pulled that one in tighter. So these started with the same size base, and they didn't end up exactly the same size, but hey, flowers aren't always the same size, right? And then you're just going to find a button that you like to go in the middle. I like that one. And we'll put a bunch of glue on it. And hold it down till that glue grabs. And then take whatever size flat back. I've got two sizes here. I'm going to use the big one. And I like to put my glue down on the button because it's easier to work with that way. Don't put too much or it'll ooze out and you'll have a glue mess. Ask me how I know that. And just sort of set it down in there. I don't push too hard because, again, that glue will just come oozing out if you do. But there you go. There is a little rose just like that. There we go. So let's do one more. And then, yep, now see, this one's not long enough. This one might make a medium size. Well, let's make a medium size one since I have this piece left over. All right, so we're going to put a dab in the middle. Gonna twist this end. I suppose you could even tie a knot in it and put the knot down in there as the start of the, center of the flower. I just twist it. All right, now, holy cow, I've got glue strings everywhere. I was on my art before breakfast this morning. I did it live, and Manon said they're like little spider webs. Those things get all over you. So that's something you kind of have to go back later and pull off all those glue strings. I hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. So I try to make it look sort of like the inside of a rose. You see how I have that twisted up there? And then we'll put some glue and glue it down. And like I said, you really can use any fabric for this. I'm just doing the wedding dress fabric because I need these for my kits. But you can use any fabric. So, and then for the middle, I'm putting buttons in them. You could put gemstones in there. You could take a silk flower, a little one, and put a smaller little flower in there. Just kind of whatever your imagination tells you. You could put a little charm in there. Or you could leave it. You don't have to put anything in the middle. You could just leave it the way it is. So yeah, I'm just kind of tucking those ends in because I don't want to expose all of that pinking shear cutting, those zigzaggy lines, not at least for this rose, maybe on other fabrics that don't fray so much, you wouldn't even have to use the pinking shears. Or if it did fray and you wanted that frayed look, just use the frayed look and don't worry about the edges. In fact, maybe I'll... for the base, you can use, I'm using felt. If you don't happen to have any felt, you can use a piece of cardstock for the base. Even just a piece of paper, copying paper, just something so that you can glue it down and hold that flower as you're making it. So I don't think it really matters. Like I said, I like the felt because it's strong, it's not going to come apart, and yet it is flexible. So I'm hitting a spot here that's a little bit sticky. Not sticky as in sticky on my fingers, sticky as in I'm having a hard time getting the fabric to go the way I want it. Let's glue that down real good. That's the one nice thing about hot glue gun is it grabs pretty quickly. So I'm trying to finagle this so I don't see that jagged edge. And I'm not doing a very good job of it here. Let's fold this under. There we go. There we go. You just have to play with it. And don't be skimpy with the glue holding it down because you won't see it. It's on the underside, and that's what's going to keep your little rose in place. Oh, there, see, I've got the jagged edge showing. Don't want that, so we'll just fix it. And there we go. The first ones I did were not great when I first started making it. So if you make some and you're not happy with them, don't worry about it. Just keep trying. And that's why you glue down as you go, because, you know, then it's secure back to the last place you glued, and you can fiddle with it to get it the way you want it. And like I said, you could iron it down, but then it would put creases in the fabric, so I don't even know if I would do that. All right, here's where I'm going to end it. And I'm going to glue it down just a little bit more here. And then we're going to end it. Now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut it off. And then put a little bit of glue on the back and fold that over the edge, so it gives a nice smooth edge. And then when you put it down onto something, you won't notice it, but there. So look at how pretty that one is. It's got nice smooth wrapped edges, and like I said, you can leave it like that, or you could maybe just put the pearl in it. It really doesn't matter. I've got this one that's got a little shank on the back, but I can push that down into the fabric because I've got that center there, and it will fit just perfect. So we'll hold it for a minute. And you could leave it just like that. I like putting the little pearl on top. That's my thing to do. I like it that way, but you certainly can do it however you like. The little ones, I have much smaller flat back pearls on them. And there we go. And there's that one. So Pat, I hope that helps, you know, show you. So I've got, you know, these are the bigger ones. This one is a bigger one, believe it or not. I folded the fabric in a little bit tighter, where this one I left it much looser. And then here's a medium, and then a bunch of little small ones. So I just wanted to make 3 sizes, so that was my choice to do that. You don't have to. You can make all one size, you can make different sizes than I am. I will tell you, the smaller they are, the harder they are to work with. So I would, you know, just know that that's the case. I don't know what else to tell you other than have fun, get yourself some fabric. If you've got some wedding fabric or some satiny, you can make these real pretty satiny roses, or, you know, whatever. I mean, this would even be a fun fabric to, you know, make into a flower, and you get a nice fluffy flower out of that. I mean, look at that. And then you could take, you know how you can buy those little things that look like stamen and, you know, stick out of them, and you can do anything you want to do. All right, well, that's it. That's the wedding dress roses. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And if you would click that like button or the thumbs up on the way out, I would be most appreciative. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.